Frank Sinatra. In 20 years, he's traveled from Hoboken to Hollywood, with stops in between. The voice, or as Jimmy Durante once called him, Moonlight Sinatra, has become one of Hollywood's great stars. Recently, after a comparatively inactive period, Variety credited him with the greatest comeback in theater history. Tonight, Frank is seeing his finished two-bedroom Japanese modern house for the first time.
You see a pair of laughing eyes.
Frank last saw the house a week ago without any furniture. But some time ago, he assured me it would be ready for a visit right now.
Sing along, boy, then snap.
Evening,
Those
Frank.
eyes, those eyes. How are you, Ed?
Good. Good luck in your new home, by the way.
Thank you very much, and welcome.
Tell me, have you been home long enough to make sure you have a place for everything and everything is in its place?
I have just been home long enough to change clothes and say hello to you and your wonderful audience and get in the car and drive to the airport and go right back up to the Sands in Vegas.
Tell me, Frank, what room are we in now?
Well, this is the combination dressing room, Ed, and bedroom with my unique-looking fireplace with the Chinese red. I'm sorry you can't see the colors.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, I suppose you've seen many pictures of Mr. Roosevelt, but I have something that's rather interesting to say about this particular copy of it. I received this picture of the late president after he died, which was rather unusual, you might say, and I was told by Mr. Hannigan later that he thought it was one of the last times that he had ever signed a signature to anything, which is why I'm particularly fond of the picture.
You must prize that very highly.
I really do, Ed. And here are three pictures that I really prize. These are my three children. The little one is Tina. She's 8 years old, and Frankie is 12 years old. This, of course, this pretty little girl is Nancy. She is 16 years old.
Just up above there, how come two Oscars?
Well, I'm sure that you remember, at least I hope you remember that this one was from the performance of Maggio and From Here to Eternity.
Yes.
And this one is something that happened in 1946. It's an award, it was a special award given to Frank Ross, who produced it, and Mervyn LeRoy had directed it, and to myself. We did a short called The House I Live In, and the Academy bestowed a special award on all three of us. And of course, I'm very proud of this, too.
Well, Frank, I gather the night you won the Oscar for Eternity was the high spot in your professional career, wasn't it?
Well, it's one of the high spots.
Well, what do you regard as the most satisfying thing you've done in all of your show business career?
Well, as I mentioned briefly a minute ago, Ed, I think, first of all, I must preface it by saying that I'm a real stickler for perfection in my work and in most other people's work, too. I find myself picking whatever I do apart, which I do believe is quite healthy. And I found that after seeing The Man with the Golden Arm, I was as contented with that performance as I've been with anything I've ever done in my life, and particularly in the professional world.
What do you consider the most difficult period you went through in show business?
Well, there was a very dark period in my career, about 1951, and thanks to a wonderful fellow named Bob Hope, very frankly, and there's no secret about it, I could hardly get myself a job in those days, and Mr. Hope gave me a spot to do in one of his television shows, one of the early one-hour so-called extravaganzas. And he set me up so beautifully, and he arranged for me to have all the laughs, and it was just one of the most wonderful things that ever happened to me. And obviously, the industry was watching me at the time to see whether or not I could come around again, so to speak, get off the canvas. And that was a very... Well, I have to leave you, Ed. That's my cue, because I got to catch the plane and go back to Vegas again. And, but don't you go away. Oh, I want to keep you entertained while you're here. Stick around here.
You know, that's the sort of thing Hope likes to do, isn't it?
Stay around now.
Meets the goal.
Good night, Frank.
Goodbye, Ed.
Good night.
Make yourself at home.
Thanks a lot.
Someone